From time to time, there's updates on these side hustle apps. They're kind of small, not really much of a difference or an impact for you as a driver. But today, actually just announced today, really an hour and a half ago, at least in my marketplace, there's an update that claims to give you more control specifically over the biggest thing when you're driving, that's order requests. And we're going to talk about that today, what's going on, this announcement, your questions, and a whole dialogue of, is this really going to make a difference? And I tell you, I already seen the conversation in the live chat. If you're watching in the replay, comment down below. And I have a lot to say because this was just announced here in Pittsburgh today. So let me know where you're watching from in the live chat or the comments section. Folks, it is my job here. Welcome. My name is Mike. It is my job here to help you make money in different side hustles. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to waste your time. I know you're busy. We're going to jump right into it. Let me ask you a question here firstly. So how do you get orders on Uber Eats, right? Just in case you're new, we can't assume here in case you're new. How do you get orders on Uber Eats, right? So here's an order request, your standard order here. So let's see, this is a standard order with our dollar amount payout, our quoted time to take this order here, the mileage, our starting, our ending destination. We have icons to denote that as well. And a visual counter. What you'll see, again, if you're new here, that green delivery icon is going to go down, indicating how much time you have, of course. But how are actually delivery requests created? I don't think a lot of people know this. And there's one word in here that's really important. So I wanted to show you this, and then we're going to get right into the announcement, folks. I see in the video today, James, one of our VIPs. Bimula, what's up from Milwaukee? Appreciate you being here. Dylan as well. Chicago showing up here as well. Stephanie from Canada, folks. Appreciate you being here. Don't worry if you're watching in the replay, comment down below. But look, customers can place a delivery order at any time using the Uber Eats app. Cool, I get it. Customers select the menu items they want, and the app collects payment on behalf of the customer. Okay, makes sense. Then our system assigns the delivery request to the person near the restaurant. That's a big standout. I just want to let you know that if you didn't know. So it says at that time, they place the order, payment, etc., that they send the delivery request to the person that is near the restaurant. Okay, cool. So you got an idea of how these delivery requests work. Well, how much time I have, just so you know here, you got about 15 to 30 seconds. Remember, I said that green bar goes down to denote how much time you have left. There you go. 15 to 30 seconds. Again, I'm not going to assume you knew this, just so you know, you forgot, what have you. Cool. All right. So what was announced today, folks? Again, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let me know where you're watching from. Live chat, replay. Let me know if you have this. Let's jump into it here. 3 minutes in. I hope you got value from that. We're not wasting your time, like I said here. This right here. More control over your time. Okay. I saw this here this evening. Let's just make a little readable here for you. Okay. So it's called Trip Radar. Let me know if you have it. Trip Radar is a new feature we're launching in your city tomorrow. I will have this tomorrow. I'll try to hit the road driving. This is for Uber Eats. And I'll see if I have it here in Pitt. Oh, I should. I'll hit the road. We'll test it out. You can use it next time you don't feel like waiting for a new request. If I gave you an option, would you rather wait for a request? Would you rather not wait for a request? Uber Eats, come on. I don't want to wait for a request. Cool. All right. Sounds decent. Simply tap Trip Radar in the driver app for a chance to get going quicker. Start to accumulate your thoughts, folks. If this is the first time you're seeing this, let me know. I see here we're starting to see it in some marketplaces here. Let me know your thoughts on this, if this is going to help or hurt. I'll give you more details in a second. And then it says, don't worry, you'll continue to get requests the same way you always have. Okay. So if I can wait less, I can get an order faster and I'll still get requests in my marketplace. Okay. Robert has not seen it. This is exactly why I wanted to show you this to you folks ASAP. Because I know Santa Muerte not seeing it. I hope the accent was pretty good there, but not seeing it in their marketplace here. So let's turn our attention now. That was on the app. Let's turn our attention to the blog if you want to follow along with me. So you can search Uber blog, and it's not really on the homepage. You got to click earn. It's at the top. So click earn at the top of their blog, and you can follow along with me. You can see this here. So how is this going to work here? How it works: get an alert. Tap the trip radar alert to view a list of requests. So you can see it there. It's small, but there's an icon there that says trip radar. It's going to be at the bottom center of your Uber Eats driver app. Number 2, see list. Note that other couriers will be looking at the requests too. Really interesting there. And you know what? Let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger for you. Why not? Okay, well, if we don't get some, there we go. I'm going to pull up the exact, the website here so we can do this and get it even larger so you can see it there. Okay, cool. So check that out. Look at that number 5 there. So note that other couriers will be looking at the requests too. And it notes before this, if we scroll up here, to get a list of requests. In this example, if you can see right there, it says number 3. So there might be more than one, just so you know. But yeah, other couriers will be looking at the request too. Moving on. Get a match. Okay, tap all of the requests you like for a chance to get a match. It's not a guarantee. Okay, food for thought. I'm going to ask you here in a second your thoughts on this. Each request is matched to the courier who is best positioned to take it. What does that mean? Is it based on closest to that restaurant? Is it closest plus the driver rating? Is it all of that plus total deliveries lifetime? It doesn't say. Okay. So don't worry too much about being first to tap. I'll squash maybe your first concern. I've already seen it in the live chat before we started here. You do not need to be the first one to tap it. That is the first thing that I thought as well. I'm like, dude, I mean, it's going to be like Instacart. It's going to be like some of these, I think the same day Prime shipments on Amazon Flex. It's going to be like Shipt, where it's literally first come, first serve in your marketplace. And let me know if you agree with this. Have you seen this? I've been in marketplaces where those good runs will go immediately, or those good shifts. So I'm glad it's not the first one to literally click on the thing. Okay. Get going. Keep trying until you get a match. Okay, well, why wouldn't I get a match? What's the benefit if I don't get a match here? So I'm going to give you some really raw feedback and some considerations here in a second. Folks, can you do me a favor? If you appreciate me getting this to you quickly, the same day, can you drop a like on this video? As a reminder, if you do want to go deeper, get behind the scenes, consider joining our VIP, clicking that join button down below. So we have some thoughts here, and I do want to see this. Mostly whoever's closer, I'm going to ask you guys here in a second. Chris, appreciate you being here. So let's take a look here. Okay. We saw this important frequently asked questions. I'm going to go over all these because these are, I'll hand it to you, Uber. These are literally like really important frequently asked questions because every single one of these 4, I had the same exact question. So let's go over it. And again, drop a like if you appreciate this, folks. Number 1, how does Trip Radar affect the requests I get individually? All the requests on Trip Radar are extra you'll continue to get individual requests too. I'm thinking about a ton of why this, why that. Okay, stay on to the end of the video here. We're going to have a Q&A going over your responses and some feedback here from me as well. Number 2, how does Uber decide who gets a request on Trip Radar? Each request is matched to the courier who is best positioned to take it. So don't worry too much about being the first to tap. That is verbatim what we saw above in the announcement. That doesn't help at all. What is best positioned? What is best positioned to take it? I mean, we saw that on standard orders, Uber is most likely to send it to the driver who's closest. I kind of feel like that's not hard and fast always the case. These are algorithmic platforms. I feel like there's a little bit more to that. I feel like that was initially maybe Uber and Lyft in 2015-16, where everyone's camping around hotspots because it's literally the closest person. Maybe it is. Maybe we're reverting to some of those strategies. I don't know. Nextly, how does Trip Radar affect my acceptance rate? It doesn't. Folks, don't worry about your acceptance rate. If you're new, do not worry about your acceptance rate. At the time of filming this video, you cannot be deactivated really from any gig platform for acceptance rate. You get a potential order, you don't want it, so you decline it, so it hits that acceptance rate. Don't worry about it. Don't accept and then cancel. That's your completion rate. You can be deactivated for that. So when you're selecting trip requests on Trip Radar, you can go ahead and tap as many as you like. Remember, there's a list potentially of these Trip Radar requests. You don't got to be the first. You don't got to be the first. As with your usual requests, after you're matched, you can still decide to cancel if you, you can decide to cancel if you want. I wouldn't if you accept it. There's a question. Does getting matched with a run constitute accepting the run? So now you've accepted it if you've been matched. I feel like yes. It kind of makes sense. Do you agree with that? Let me know in the live chat or the comment section. If you're matched, have you accepted? Again, I kind of feel like yes. And then it says, you can still cancel it, but I mean, they're using the word cancel. So again, that kind of connotates you've already accepted it. So just be mindful of that. Lastly, how can I get Trip Radar if you don't have it? Folks, not everyone has it. This is another reason I wanted to tell you this ASAP. So we've just begun testing this new tool in a handful of cities. Depending how the tests go, we might expand to other cities. So again, let me know. It looks like Cali does not have it. New York potentially does not have it. Samantha, thanks for being here. And we can, Chris, I don't think California has this. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, folks. Again, feel free to let us know in the comments of the live chat if you have this. I'm getting it tomorrow here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So if you don't have it, they're testing this new feature. So when I say, they're announcing a new way to earn, I mean, they are, because they're announcing a new tool to help you make more on the worst part of driving, which is when you have nothing going on, when you have no requests. Now, I say you should always multi-app, which you should. You should be driving on many apps as possible so you can select the best order for you. It's just good practice, especially if maybe DoorDash is better in your marketplace, or maybe Uber Eats is better in your marketplace, or maybe Grubhub. You don't know. We're a team. That's the premise here. You get it, right? Cool. So let me give you some very important considerations, and then we're going to get into the Q&A here. As always, I want to make sure you get the info first because I know you're busy. You got a lot going on here, so I want to get that first. Now, it looks like San Diego does have it based on Chewy. So again, Portland, Oregon does have it, but Central PA does not. It could be based on a lot of things here. This is breaking, folks. But Oakland does have it. Tennessee does have it. There's a lot going on here. perhaps a lot going on behind the scenes that we're just not seeing. So pay attention. 2 considerations that I have here. Folks, we're talking about this new trip radar announced just this evening here in Pittsburgh. Drop a like if you're getting value, if you appreciate me bringing this to you. As always, if you do want to stock up on accessories, the best accessories for any side hustle, check out our Amazon storefront linked below. So here's a hack for you. Listen to this. Here's an unintended hack that you can do if you have this. It's going to benefit you. So I looked at this. It said you can see other couriers that are looking at trip radar requests. We already know. Uber said this is all from official Uber blog. This is officially from their support page. We already know you don't have to be the fastest to click it. So what I would do, I would look at this number and use that to my advantage. I would just make a note of it and think, okay, I'm driving at this time, like 6 p.m. on a Thursday, 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. Is it like 5, like this example, or is it 10? Is it like 1? And I would use that almost as a data point. If I get a lot of these trip radar things, I would jump in there and say, okay, only 1 person's looking at it, or 10 people, drivers, are looking at it. So that communicates to me that maybe there's not a lot of drivers out right now. So maybe I could anticipate bonus pay. Maybe I can anticipate being a little choosy because there's not as many drivers. Now, obviously that doesn't, dictate like, yeah, that's the actual gross number of drivers that are out there, but food for thought there. And then my consideration number 2, and again, we're going to get into your considerations and thoughts here in just a second, that this says you get a match and you get an order, right? But then it says, don't worry about too much being the first. No, I wanted to show you something else. Anyway, it says you'll get standard orders if you don't get matched. Here's the thing. Here's my big consideration. So Uber said these are extra requests. Let me just talk to you here. Here's the big takeaway. Listen to this. Isn't this how the app's supposed to work anyway? Like, what's going on here? Isn't this how the app is supposed to work anyway? Like, I'm driving, I get a request, and I choose it, or I didn't. Why do I have orders in the background? Are these orders that others have declined? Are all drivers already busy, so they're just kind of floating around because everyone's busy? Is that when I'm going to get trip radar? Like why? If I'm going to get standard requests, where are these orders coming from? Is my point here. Isn't the app designed to just be supply and demand? Hey, you're a driver. Here's an order. And then it says, get these orders during your wait time. Well, if I'm getting trip radar during wait time, shouldn't I just get the request? You get me? That's my thoughts on it. So let me get to your Q&A here, folks. I did want to get you this info first. So if you can, definitely drop a like if you appreciate this. If you appreciate me getting this info for you, stick around. We're going to get into your Q&A here, or we'll continue that conversation down below in the comments if you're watching on the replay. Again, drop a like on this video, and you can also click or tap screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.